it's Paul here. Welcome along everyone. A couple of videos back I did the Spalted Beech bowl out of the large piece of Spalted Beech, and it was incredibly soft wood, a nightmare to sand, put it totally out of round, and I've come back to it again. So if you want, I've basically cut the blank the same round as the bowl I did. If you want to see me cut that, then watch that video, because I did the whole lot all on the bandsaw. But this time I've cut a section off the top. I've hot glued this to a waste block, and I brought the tailstock up for a bit of support, but right through here there's a nice split. It doesn't go all the way through the whole piece, it's probably about halfway up, so it's going to be interesting to see how it turns. And then there's another piece, odd piece in here, so it seems fairly secure. I will probably have to stick some CA glue and stuff in there as I go along, but let's see what I can do with it. So I've got the bowl gauge again, and I'm just going to round this off first of all, true this off, and just see what happens. Crack is nice and big. Right, I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take this out of the chuck for a moment, and I'm going to try and fill that with CA and drop some wood shavings in there. Okay, I've given that a fair old bit of thin CA in there, just top that up with a few wood shavings. I'll probably have to do it as I go along. Just a tip, I always put a mark where my jaw one usually is, so every time my piece will go back precisely where it was when I took it out of the chuck. So that should be just as good as it was to start with. Right, still got the tear out. I'm going to try something different this time. The crack seems to be holding up quite well. I've still got a bit there, but that's fine. What I'm going to do this time, I've never used it before. I'm going to see if this helps with the finish and sanding up. I'm going to apply some Danish oil before I even start sanding. Well, even just taking that as an 80 grit, that's come up really nice. It's really minimised it. I've just got one rough lump there where the crack is. In actual fact, I'm probably going to try and, I might even just keep that as it is, as a feature. So it's just got the one rough piece run through it. Right, I've just sanded the base to 600 and it's come up quite nicely. So I just turned it around on the chuck. Just took off my glue chuck, my glue block, and I'm just going to start taking this down now. So the middle centre has hollowed out as much as I can go. Walls are probably maybe about 5mm thick to about halfway, and also the base is thicker because I've got a mortise in there, so there's a good 5mm before you even can come up. So I'm just going to finish off defining the outside here. I'm going to just take the skew to it to just gently just even this shape out a little bit. That is now sanded to 600. That's where the crack is on the top there, and there's a crack. The crack runs right through the middle there, and it's just a little bit rough on the crack. Almost all there's a little bit odd bits of tear out, and I've done a left a lip there because then what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn a lid with this. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to soak this with just clean out the dust, and I'm going to soak this with Danish oil overnight, and hopefully if I come out here tomorrow night I can probably have more coats and finish off the lid. That's one coat of Danish oil, and I'm going to leave that now overnight and come back and give it some more coats, and then hopefully tomorrow as well I'll be able to, like I say, just turn a lid of sorts with the other piece I cut off. Right, it's following day now, so it's been about 22 hours since I gave this a coat of Danish oil. It's looking nice. I'm going to keep giving this more coats, but before I do, I'm going to try and turn the lid for it. So the other piece I've just glued onto a waste block. It's cool now. I'll put a bead around the edge for extra security. I'm just putting up the tailstock while I bring it roughly down to the size, a bit bigger than I actually want. And then I'll sort out the bottom. Bottom was sanded to 600. I've got a bit of tear out across there, but I'm not too bothered about that. The whole bowl is a little bit rustic in places, tear out in the crack in the side, odd little bits on the outside, so I'm not too bothered about that. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to slowly take the outside down now, so it fits. Okay, so I've now got it in my small jaws. I've really got to be careful on this edge, because I really can't afford to take that down, so just going to shape up the lid now. Okay, I've just taken the shape down a little bit more because this rim was miles too thick, and that does look a lot better now, and tear is almost gone. That sanded to 600 and that actually looks really nice. Okay, so this time I've gone for a beech pen blank and just sharpened the skew. So let's get this down to round. Everything is clear. Okay, that's sanded to 600. Now obviously that's not going to look, it's going to look rather out of place on there. So I'm going to clean everywhere up and I'm going to use this, which I bought. Right, I've got my lathe fairly well protected. Instructions in actual fact do recommend a coat of sanding sealer first, so I'm just going to put that on first. Right, sanding sealer is dry. It's had a good shake, so I'm now going to just give this its first coat. I'm not going to try and do too much so that we put too much on it runs. It's supposed to be touch dry in about 10 minutes, so I will carry on giving that a few coats and come back in a little while. That's now had 3 coats and it's looking quite nice, so I'm now going to leave that till tomorrow night at the earliest, where I'll then just sort out the piece on the bottom to be drilled into the lid and fixed into the lid. And over here I've now given the main bowl a second coat of Danish oil and the lid its first coat, and as you can see I am gluing up lots of rings for my next segmented project. So again, this will be left overnight and I'll be applying more coats to both of these. Well, that was another fun project to do. Spalted Beech again, and this time it's very much like the piece that I did with the Spaletd bowl blank. Decided on that sort of like donut style shape again, and hollow out the inside as far as I could reach with the round nose scraper, because I still don't have any form of a hollowing tool, and I think I'm actually starting to get the hang of the finials. This finial totally turned down with the skew. It's a piece of beech pen blank that I got, and literally did the whole lot, like I say, with a skew, and just parted it off, sized the piece to go into the lid, and parted it off with obviously a parting tool. And what I've done this time with this one, used the chestnut ebonising lacquer. Got to say I was quite impressed with this, and literally gentle sprays, dries to the touch in 10 minutes. You can, I mean, I think on there I gave that about 3 coats, then left it 24 hours, came back out, just initially buffed it up with a piece of kitchen roll just to try and get a little bit of the roughness off it, and then I've given that a couple of coats of wood wax 22. For the bowl itself, inside and out, I've given I think it's about 5 coats of Danish oil, and each one, because I mean this says allow 4 to 8 hours before recoating, and obviously because it's evening time when I've been doing this, I've had to give it a coat, leave it until the following evening, so it's had plenty of time to dry. First time I've ever used Danish oil, and not sure, it's come up quite nicely. Don't know whether I'm a lover of it yet. I shall certainly use it again to see what I think on a different style piece of wood, but I've got to say it really does show up the grain absolutely wonderful. So the lid fits nicely on there. The grain does line up reasonably. You can certainly see on the top piece there, and the crack that runs right through here, I mean you can see it from there all the way there up the top there. That's about where it disappears. I did give that some thin glue and did drop some wood shavings there initially, but I haven't actually smoothed this off. It is actually still quite, feels like a deep crack in there and inside, which I just think adds to the nature of it. It does look more of a rustic piece. So if this is your first time here, thank you very much for watching, and I do various different things all the time. Please do subscribe, and hopefully you'll enjoy the further videos I do. For my existing subscribers, again, a very big thank you for keep coming back. It is most appreciated, and I'd appreciate it if everybody could hit the like button, hit the share button, and please do leave a comment below, and I'll see you all on the next project video. Thanks a lot. Bye. Fucking clue what to say, so